Good evening, sir. Uh, Welcome on the second edition of EduExcel. And we have started late, but because this is a recorded meeting, we will put it. Before I begin, I have a small presentation which I've prepared, and I will share it. So today we are having a conversation with Mr. B.K. Sahu, the retired mathematics teacher of Kalinga Public School. And I am Nirmala Thakur, the founder and chief mentor of EduExcel. This is an initiative for helping schools improve their systems and processes, working with the strengths of teachers for empowering every child to be a worthy citizen. So I believe that teachers are the most important, powerful resource of a school. However, there is always a debate that we do not have good teachers like we used to have earlier. But then who decides? So we have many ideologies which are going on in the society. So a progressive ideology of maths teaching says uh, that they believe that a child-centric teaching approach is based on activity, play, exploration, and should be equated with a liberal worldview of caring, empathy, and human values. In contrast, the industrial trainer ideology of mathematics or maths teaching, which believed in hard work, effort, practice, rote, drill, chalk and talk, should be equated with the radical right and a crypto racist monoculturalistic worldview. Very strong words. Among progressive educators, the stuff of learning, chemical formulae, historical dates are not seen as a means to achieving complex skills like creativity, critical thinking, or problem solving, but as potential impediments. Similarly, they see poor behavior in schools not as the fault of the child, but the fault of the teacher or institution. This belief gives progressivists their aversion to rules and sanctions in schools, such as uniform policies, silent corridors, or after school detentions. Finally, when progressive educators fail to bring the breakthrough in pupil attainment, they promised they look to social inequality and deprivation to explain away their failures, leading to a school culture in which failure is accepted. But all over the world, the, the education system is in a turmoil. The National Education Policy NEP 2020 and the Program for International Student Assessment, that is PISA, are both significant initiatives in the realm of education. Though they serve different purposes, NEP 2020 is a comprehensive framework for reforming India's education system, while PISA is an international assessment that evaluates education systems globally. PISA's finding can inform and support the implementation of NEP 2020, particularly in areas like competency-based education and aligning with international standards. PISA provides a global benchmark for education systems, allowing countries to compare their performance and identify areas for improvement. India's participation in PISA for the first time in 2021 with the aim of using the results to inform and improve its education system, particularly in relation to the NEP 2020. The dream of becoming a Vishwa Guru can only be realized if government pays more attention to education, especially in the rural sector. It has to be holistic in nature and not temporary quick fixes. No change can happen without the motivated teachers. when it comes to the roles of teachers, we all put it down in 5 categories: guiding students' academic growth, fostering emotional and social development, serving as role models and mentors, encouraging lifelong learning habits, supporting students through challenges. Before I introduce the guest for today, let me share something about my student life. My father was in the Indian Air Force. My early childhood was spent in Bangalore and Kanpur. After the China War in 1962, my father was posted to ARC Charbatiya, which is a small defense setup near Chodwar municipality in Cuttack district of Orissa. We came in late 1963. As the quarters were still under construction, we lived in a village for a year. I was admitted to a school called Kalinga Public School. Kalinga Tubes was a factory owned by the legendary leader, late Biju Patnaik. He founded the school in 1961 on the 5th of March in a small building. You can see this building. This is the old building of Kalinga Public School, Chodwar, which was established in 1961. I studied in the school from class 1 to 5 and then class 10 and 11th. Sixth class, I did not study because of my father's illness. Seventh, I studied in a Hindi medium school, which is the school. You can see this Marwari High School, Hindi medium, Cuttack. This was established in 1944 by a Marwari community. Eighth and ninth, I studied in Balbharti Air Force School, Lodi Road, New Delhi. You see, this is the school, Balbharti Air Force School, Lodi Road, New Delhi. And in all the schools, there were some good teachers, some not so good teachers, but the teachers did make an impact in my life. And the guest today is one such teacher whom I really admire, Mr. Basant Kumar Sahu. Lovingly, we all call him Sahu sir. Welcome to this program, sir. I am honored to have you here. Sir, accept my humble namaskar. I was
Thank
in
you.
class 10. I was in class 10 when I joined the school. Sahu sir was our maths teacher. I'm getting very emotional. He taught us compulsory mathematics. I was an arrogant student. Initially, sir, I did not like him. As my previous school also, I did not like my maths teacher because I was not doing well in maths. So changing schools and boards and my family environment after my father's death had taken a toll on me and my studies. I still remember how I had revolted for not accepting a poor quality teaching class of another subject and had insisted on taking advanced maths as an optional subject. This facility was not available in this school. I used to stay out of the class and study maths on my own. Seeing my interest, sir, you not only fought for your handful of students in the staff room, but also took the ownership of teaching us maths. And you did extra coaching and translated the test papers from Oriya to English for us free of cost. Once again, my gratitude to you. The results of maths was good. I remember I scored above 70s in both compulsory and optional mathematics. And as being in the education industry, as vice principal and principal of schools, uh, I have always seen that my school, the teaching learning of mathematics and science is very good. Once again, my humble gratitude to you, sir. And before we start the actual conversation, I will share you some wonderful things which has come the moment I said I'm having a conversation with Sahu sir. See, sir, one of your student from US. Do you remember her? Bina
Ah,
George?
yes, Mary K. George.
Yes, Bina Mary George. She has written, "Thank you, Nirmala, for inviting me to honor Sahu sir. I often remember him with deep gratitude for the pivotal role he played in my success as a student at Kalinga Public School in 1974. Having recently moved from Kerala, I was adjusting to new surroundings and languages like Oriya and Sanskrit. Though Sahu sir primarily assisted me with maths, he took it upon himself to guide me across all subjects. His patient and unwavering support enabled me to secure a first division in the matriculation exam, a milestone I owe largely to him. I went on to complete my BCom honors from Ravenshaw College, Cuttack, and MCom from Mar Avenues, Trivandrum. I later served as a professor at All Saints College, Trivandrum for 16 years before moving to the US in 1997. Currently, I work as Director of Client Relations at Sun Technologies, an IT staffing and consulting firm in Georgia, USA. Saucer's dedication truly shaped my journey, and I am forever grateful. I wish him all the happiness and health in the years to come. So emotional, so emotional. Yes.
Thanks are to
Then,
you.
not to me, sir, it is your impact on us. Then I have another student of yours who has Aparna Bandyopadhyay. She is the
Yeah,
wife of a pilot officer who was also your student. Shri Basant Sahu, our beloved Sahu sir, has been like rays of light for whole batches of children who embarked on their life journey from the hallowed grounds of Kalinga Public School, Chaudhar in Odisha. I owe my love of numbers and a passion of mathematics entirely to his dedication towards all his students. From one of many subjects to the most favorite one, I owe my love of mathematics and later physics entirely to Sahu sir. He taught us through mathematics that consistent, sincere effort, even on the face of failure to get results, will always help us achieve our aim. And the idiom, "practice makes us perfect," truly describes him because his motto became my own. Having joined EIL initially and then teaching maths and physics to middle and high school students through many years of postings of my husband in the Air Force, I take pride when many of my students too have developed the love of numbers. I owe all that to Sahu sir. My pranam to sir, wishing him health and happiness. So this was from Aparna. And then this is from Devjani. I'm sure you remember her. I'm
yes, yes.
so overwhelmed to be invited to say a few words in honor of our Sahu sir. It takes me back to the days of Kalinga Public School till 1978 as a student and later as a teacher for some time. Sir, you have installed my interest in maths, a subject I feared the most. Your unwavering support and guidance helped me to secure 90% in maths during secondary and higher secondary exams. I have seen your tireless efforts in shaping our future when you agreed to become my home tutor for 2 years. That has taught me to be disciplined, committed, and reach my goal. Eventually, I became a teacher of English in Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan after my post-graduation from Ravenshaw College, now a university in Cuttack, and have retired a couple of years ago. Thank you, sir, from the core of my heart for the valuable role you have played in my life. I am still indebted to all my teachers. Sir, with heartfelt gratitude, I pay pray to the Almighty that you stay blessed and happy with your family, their journey. So I am feeling so emotional and nostalgic, and all the old memories coming back. And not to say this is me with my children of kindergarten in Dubai. So I thought such a these are the memories I have for the teachers whom I love. These are my children who used to love me a lot. So they wanted to click a picture. So it is a very treasured picture. I thought, let me add it to it. And now my
Well,
presentation is done. Yes.
on request, Nirmala,
Hmm.
my thanks to all those students through you who have expressed their feelings for me.
Yes, this podcast they will also see, and they will remember it, and uh, it will go in record. So now my talking is over. Now it's the time for you to speak. And your early inspiration. Can you tell me something about your early life? Because
See,
these
I
days,
was
we are living in an artificial world. We want real stories.
I was born in a village called Muradkhan, Patna, under post office Daulatabad. Why I am telling it because my friends in the college used to laugh. You belong to Pakistan or what? Muradkhan, Patna, Daulatabad. So that was my burning and place of work. Then I did my schooling in OTM Higher Secondary School, Chaudhar. That school was launched by OTM company and later taken over by government of Odisha. There I completed my 12th class. That time we were the last batch of higher secondary system. There I got the scope to get into Regional College of Education, Bhubaneswar. This is one of the four regional colleges of all over India governed by central government. These institutions are specially designed to prepare secondary school teachers with courses of BSc and BAd, BA and BEd, BTech and BEd. So I am really a proud alumnus rather, of the college.
Yes, at that time it was great pride. The recent governments also tried to bring that system back, but it didn't succeed much. So, when you said you want to become a teacher, did your parents feel happy about it?
Actually, in our times, like that was in the early 60s, in my village and around, education was very rare. My father was not much educated, but at least he tried to make me educated by trying his best to put me into school where I can learn better. And in OTM High School, higher secondary school, when I was in class 11, teachers
Okay.
rather, uh, you say, those who are preparing for the last year were given the job of teaching in different schools in their specialized subjects. So few teachers came to our school from Bhubaneswar. And from there I learned that here is an institution where I can do my future learning. Because we had no idea about future, what to do, which field to go in. So it was just the best opportunity for me. So I joined that college and passed out as a BSc and BEd. And
Teacher.
when my
Okay.
mother particularly learned about my joining the school for college for teacher's job, she was
Mm.
wondering that how could you teach? You don't speak loudly. You speak so. softly, how can you be a teacher? I told, let me go through the course, it will be all right. That was the reaction of my mother, because by that time my father was not well enough. And actually, it has so happened that in my third year final, just before my third year final, my father expired due to high blood pressure, which changed my
Okay.
complete life. I had taken physics as honors to continue in MSc physics, but I had to drop the idea because I had three small brothers and sisters to look after.
Okay. So that's how. So was Kalinga Public School your first school after
Yes, first
completing?
and peculiarly enough because it doesn't happen so often. It was my first job and the last job. I didn't
Oh,
move from
so
there.
you didn't move from there.
No,
So, so when do you anything when you went there? So you already came from a very prestigious college, and I have a lot of friends who have passed out from that college. It has a great reputation in the country. So when you came to this small school, it was a very small school. Uh, when I joined in 10th, I met you, isn't it? But I was in that school till fifth standard. At that time, you were not there. Which year did you join?
I joined in July of 1972.
72. Okay,
72.
I joined back to the school in 73. So, when you joined, any experience you can share how you felt?
Actually, because I told you my family condition, three small brothers and sisters to look after, I didn't apply anywhere for a job. I just concentrated in my locality to get a job in school. I got an offer from a newly coming up school. They offered me a headmaster's job, but I was just preoccupied with the idea that I came from a college where medium of instruction was English. So I could not be, though I am a Oriya, but I didn't think I could be well settled in life in Oriya school. So I was looking for that Kalyan public school, the English medium school. So luckily I got an opportunity in the leave vacancy of a permanent teacher.
Oh, so that was
And
nice. But yes, sir, continue.
and it so happened that I see continue to stay on leave and become permanent in that post.
Okay. On the contrary, I did my B.Ed in 87, 86. 86, no, 87, I joined B.Ed college, much after my graduation and post-graduation. And
That was in,
I was,
in which college?
it was Loyola College of Education in Jamshedpur when I was
Oh,
mother of two children. Okay, and when I joined, after I passed out, my first job was in the middle school, which I refused because I got very afraid of the principal. So I refused that job. And then I got the job and of a class 1 teacher of 52 students. My first day I can never forget because I went into the class and came out without knowing what to do because I was not trained for teaching grade 1. Then I went and asked my principal, how you have given me that class, I don't know what to do. But she was very kind. She told me, find out new ways to keep children engaged. And then I started playing with children. And that principle changed my perception about education, that you have to learn to play with children and to be like a child. That's how my journey started from grade one teacher. Then I went to kindergarten, and then uh, what I was trained for, I never taught. And then I became a principal later on. So my journey went on like this. So it was so nice. Now when we come to my first school was Jamshedpur Public School. it was a CBSE school till 10th standard. Then so many schools I changed because of my husband's job, and that's how life goes on. So it's great to see a teacher who started the job in one school and retired from that school.
Actually,
So
I love Kalyan Public School, not only because I joined the first job there, but I continued there till my retirement.
yes.
And the first, you may ask me, the first thing I felt while taking first period in class 11,
Mm.
there were only four children, two girls and two boys. So
And
I was trained in a college which is specially made for teachers. I never felt any nervousness, not because there are only four students, but because I was prepared that way.
so, and how did you had, I was one of the most naughty ones in your class, isn't it? So, but you dealt with me also very nicely. So that means you are an expert in handling students.
Actually, we were see, the last final year of our schooling college career, we were given very many classes outside the college in different schools to get experience of practical teaching. So there we had some experience of handling students. That was a great help.
So your training, your college training, your grooming from your college, the practice teachings which you did actually created a lot of courage in you
Compared.
to handle any sort of changes which was coming. So, so you must be having a lot of memories about students. Like I always say that uh, whatever degree the school, college has given us, but actually it is the students who really groom us. So, any story which you would like to share where you felt that you were able to make that impact on that student? I have shared some stories, but I'm sure there must be some students who may not be they have been successful in life, but at that point your guidance to them really changed things.
So
Any
in a teacher's career spanning 33 years minimum, so many experiences come in life. I cannot point out many, but like you gave the post of Mary Kajor. I remember her because she was not a very brilliant student, but with her endeavor and my guidance, she could get a first class. You know, she is from Kerala, perhaps.
mm,
So she was not well acquainted with the local, not knowing the language.
yeah,
And
Oriya
in our,
language was difficult.
yeah, and in our time, in your times rather, you may be knowing that the course was not having sufficient help from books which were in Oriya. The
Yes.
courses used to be secondary education course from Odisha. So the teachers had to take great effort and the students had to take extra effort
Mm,
to learn from those Oriya books, which Oriya was a language but not compulsory and not enough to help them in reading other subjects. So with that restrictions, a student from other state could achieve something which is very difficult for her. So I remember that case. Another case is a local boy from Chaudhar. After many years of passing the school, he once met me and told, Sir, when you were teaching me, I was very angry with you because you are punishing me for not studying well, taking nuisances. But now I realize that you have made me a teacher in mathematics, your subject. So that was the pleasure a teacher gets when the student applauses and you
Yes,
know that.
I can really visualize that when a teacher remembers you after many years. I remember a student of mine called me after many years. I think it was 3 decades. And she found me up on the Facebook and she messaged me and she asked me, "Do you remember me?" I said, "No, I was your student in class one." How do I remember such old stories? Then I said, "What do you remember of me?" So what she said was, I was in tears. She said, "I used to come school very shabbily. Every day you used to scold me also, but you used to comb my hair, tie it up nicely every day. You used to bring a comb for me, comb my hair, and then you used to make me study." Now, I don't remember, but she remembers that gesture. So I feel that strictness coupled with a lot of love will make a successful teacher. There is no, you can be, there are many teachers who are very good in their subjects. But if that good blend is not there, you love also, and at the same time you are strict also, then the students, they will find their way. Yes. So, so many years in one school, and you have seen uh, the generation change. And with every generation, you have seen the students change. So, what do you how can you how do you talk about that change? Is the change for good, or has the change is the change which is very confusing, or some solution is going to emerge from this?
See, with time everything changes. They say time changes everything. So from my beginning of my career to end, a lot of things change. For example, in our times, teachers, rather the teachers I was taught from, I used to appreciate them not then, but after I became a teacher. That how many teachers were almost dedicated. That dedication is not there anymore. It was less in my time and become very, very less later. And now I don't think there is any dedication to this job. So accordingly, students are also changing. They are not teaching, experiencing, or rather teaching the teachers as guides. They are teaching, they are doing a job and getting money from government. They don't have any responsibility to have a teacher. They must be feeling my teachers are blessed. They have made my life successful. Nowadays, students never think like that. They just take these teachers as any other job. So my feeling is that it was before this feeling was there. Now also it continues that a teacher must not be by choice. He should be dedicated to become a teacher. Not that I want a job, so I get into teaching. So
So,
this feeling in teachers is lacking, and so the students are also have changed so much. You can't expect them to behave like you behaved when you were a student.
so to the new trainee teachers, if you have to address them, what are the things which you would like to say to them? Because world has become a lot, I mean, money minded, and money, I don't think so is a very bad thing. It's a good thing, but then professionalism is also required. So to be a good maths teacher, what will be your advice for a maths teacher who is teaching in the kindergarten, who is teaching in the middle school, all stages? What will be your guidance to them, so that teachers who are seeing this will take it as take the tips from you and follow it in the class?
As I just told you, the teacher must decide that I want to become a teacher, which is not a job like any other job. You have to be dedicated. You must understand the students, be their friend. And I remember when I was given farewell, I gave a speech like everybody has to say something. There I admitted that one life is not sufficient to become a good teacher. Like whatever you learn in your lifetime is a drop of the ocean of knowledge. So whatever you do in one life, that is not sufficient. I realized that I was not a good teacher. Why? Because we used to get angry with the student for their failure. Whereas we should understand what is behind their failure. So to having sympathetic and actual feeling for students helps them to learn more than giving them punishment. This takes a lot of time to realize this. Like government is decided that no physical punishment can be given. Why? When I was there as a student, I got so many beatings from my maths teacher or science teacher. They used to lift the pant and hit with a cane. When I became a teacher, I never carried a cane to my class. I used to get angry and thrash them with my hand. But then I realized that punishment is no way. So my advice or suggestion to the persons who want to become teachers must go with this feeling that we have to make, like they say, teachers make the future citizens. So with that sort of responsibility with you or on you, you should be so careful and dedicated to the job. You said money is important, but more important than that is that your honesty to the job. Money will come. Nowadays, teachers are taking thousands of rupees for private tuition. Lot of money they earn by tuition. Maybe more than the job they get from the money they get from the job. So money is not there. The dedication and that resolution must be
Yes. Dedication to your job. We say that uh, if you love your job, then nobody can stop you from finding the solutions for the students. And as you said, that punishments, beating, physical violence, all this is not required because love is the biggest weapon of a teacher. And if we can, I remember my high school, when I was in my high school as a principal, there were many notorious students whom I used to think of giving creative punishments. They would call it punishment only, but for me, it was like a change for them. And it worked. 90% times it worked. So I agree with what you have said. One life is not enough because towards the end you realize I could have done this, I could have done that,
yes,
I could have dealt it in this manner and this in this manner, and I would have got a better result. Yes, we all learn, experience, our work, self-reflection. If a teacher is not able to reflect every day, it doesn't help that person to become a good teacher. So many times I say, first year, if you have learned 1 year learning, if you multiply it 15 times, it becomes 15 years experience. Did you have that 15 years different experiences or only 1 year experience multiplied by 15 times? So when many say, I have so many years of experience, sometimes if a fresher teacher also is very good at the work. Uh, so, sir, any other thing which you would like to tell the students or the parents? Because this opportunity we have got to speak to the parents, to the new parents. Because earlier parents would not say anything. If you beat the child or you scolded, parents would say it is for your benefit. But the world has changed. Now little bit anything the parents are always there, that there is no mistake of my child, and that's why many students go astray. So what would you like to say to the parents?
Just a little before I told you that the teacher job is to make future citizens. If the parents don't believe in the teachers, how will they prepare their children for that future? The parents should have faith in the teacher. The students should also have some respect to the teachers, not thinking that they are doing their job for money paid by government or their parents are paying for them. The teachers should have that much feelings from the parents as well as the students. So nowadays, parents, as you told, they are complaining to teachers why you bet my child or admonish for this or that. Not thinking that these things will stand them in good stead in future. So the relationship between parents and teachers, like you used to have parents-teacher meeting often. Why? To have this understanding. Nowadays, I don't know if there is any such meeting happening.
uh, Sir, when we went to school, and we didn't have maths lab and many things which now the schools are having. Despite that, our concepts were very clear. Uh, the teachers made sure that we understood our concepts. Then we also did enough practice. So now there is a lot of technology also to help the students. Do you think that technology really helps the students, or it is just wasting their time in maths teaching learning, especially in maths only?
See, I was having physics as an honor subject in my college, thinking that I will do physics in a MSc. My luck didn't give me that opportunity. So I was teaching math and science in school. At that time in 1970, there is no question of a science laboratory in our school. So what a teacher could do is do something so simple and give us the idea of practical teaching to students, like downward pressure of air. I took a boiled egg and a small glass container whose mouth was as wide as the egg. Then heat the glass to remove the air content from inside. Then when you put the egg, boiled egg, with the skin removed on the mouth, so happens the boiled egg goes into the container. How? Without applying any physical pressure. When you explain to students that it is the downward pressure of air that pushes the egg into the container, which was empty, rather vacant, without any air in. So that explains the pressure, downward pressure of air. Like you take a glass of water and cover the face with this cardboard. When you invert it on your palm and gradually lift the glass of the palm, the water does not fall. Why? Because the upward pressure that presses the card against the mouth of the glass. So air cannot fall down. What do you expect a science laboratory to take? So science is laboratories are needed, but not for everything. Not that without science laboratories you cannot. Like, see, we want to express, give the experience of knowing what is lateral pressure. You must have learned that there is something called Mogadiewicz hemisphere. You join both the hemispherical parts and take out air from inside. Then you must have realized how strange it is that it needs 12 to 15 horses from either side to pull the two hemispheres apart. What a pressure! So this may need laboratory experiment. For the two examples I gave, does not need anything. Now that this thing is available, it will be very easy for the teacher and also easier for the student to capture.
The zeal of the teacher is very important.
Exactly.
That the teacher's dedication, zeal, and the teacher has to think that they are preparing the students for future citizens. The world will be different at that time. So if any change also comes, if the student is not able to cope up, that means we need to again reflect in our teaching practices. Sir, this, if we go on, we can keep talking because we both are teachers at heart. So it will never end, but this podcast needs to end. So I will, your journey you explained very nicely. And I will say thank you for sharing your heart, your wisdom, and your story. Teachers like you actually changed the world, one student at a time. Students who have learned from you have become doctors, engineers, pilots, army officials, teachers, scientists, CEOs, school principals, and professors. So many professions, name it, in all the professions, students from our school, Kalinga Public School, are there. Let it be fashion designing or whatever it is. So the school building, of course, good building, you feel good about it. But then a good teacher under a tree is far more better than a substandard teacher in a five-star school. This is my favorite line. And the second line with which I would like to close this conversation is, there is, the sun shines, and I say that there is a light for everybody. And the teacher is like that. Teacher is like the sun. The students are like the sunflowers, I say, that wherever sun is there, they will move their head. And once the right connections are made, so nobody can stop any student who has that spark in him or her to rise. And when the country is in the development process, we are a fast growing nation, and at the pace of which we are wanting to see the success stories, it doesn't become the responsibility of one person alone to take the country forward. The major chunk of this responsibility again comes on to the teachers. And the teacher's job, it is not a teacher's job, it is a teacher's, I call it, it's like a prayer. This profession is like a prayer where you are touching the lives of students and preparing them to become good citizens. With this, sir, thank you, sir. Accept my humble namaste to you.
And let me
Anything
also
which you would,
express, let me express my not gratitude, but thankfulness at least that I have produced just like you, and the two, three posts you shared with me, that a teacher is very much proud of his students who have shined in life, but mostly so for those who have become teachers.
Thank you, sir.
Uh,
I'm sure people who will see this will find, will reflect and see this again and again. Thank you, sir, for being
Thank
with
you,
us.
thank you, thank you.
Thank you.